Our consciousness is like a very lopsided submarine. And in the submarine, there are no windows or anything like that. The crew members can't look outside. So we have our captain on our little submarine there. He is our conscious mind. He makes up 5% of us. But he's privy to information that our subconscious mind is not privy to. He also is kind of pessimistic and, judgmental and, untrusting, which I think a lot of captains can be that way sometimes, because you have to make sure that everything is on the straight and narrow, and the choices that are being made are consistent and all that kind of stuff. So this captain here, he has kind of like a telescope out into the world through the 5 senses, right? So the senses are able to pick up information like danger, fear, worry. It can do the thinking errors like in CBT, like comparison or filtering or things like that, whatever it might be. But it's going based off of what he or she is seeing. Okay, but we know that we also have perceptions. So our perceptions of what we're experiencing out there may not actually be reality, right? Like if you and I are having a conversation, there's actually 3 people in the conversation. I am, or the 3 people preceding the conversation. It's me, my perception, your perception, and the right perception. So it's like it's a way of, because that conscious mind, when we're talking to it, we can also say, hey, you got some skewed perceptions. So why don't we take a look at what those are, and then let's do the hypnosis. Because then the captain will be more in agreement with it all. It's all about loving on the captain, I think. So then we have our, subconscious crew members that are so awesome, and they're doing their job, and all they do, 95% is they follow orders. People like this usually, because if they can understand how their mind works, then they can, kind of bring it down a little bit, because if they aren't clear, then they, just have a little bit of a problem being able to go down into that hypnosis thing, because it's like, what's going on here? What's really happening? I don't understand. Why am I sleeping? So if they understand, so I tell just about everybody this when I see them. So 95% of the crew members and everything, all they do is just follow orders, and the 5% is what offers the orders. So if the orders are generally pessimistic, negative, harmful, or hurtful, then the crew members, since they just say okay, they'll say, oh, okay, so, I'm overweight and unhealthy, I have diabetes, and that's, the captain is saying something like that. I'm overweight and I have diabetes. The crew members go, oh, I know how to make that true. So then they just send the information down into the body, decrease metabolism, make the thyroid hypo, slow it down, cause the blood to not circulate as well, whatever it might be. Or let's resist exercise altogether. Because if you're exercising, then, you're not going to have diabetes, or, well, that's not necessarily true, but you're not going to have these kinds of problems. So just sit down. Sit down. You're sick. That kind of thing. All right. So any questions on this model here? I don't know if there's anything else I need to say about it. Oh, the other thing is that what we do is, as hypnotists, is we tell the captain, you're still the captain, we love you, you're amazing, thank you for being you, go have a seat. And then you, as the hypnotist, will start saying all the good things, like, your metabolism is increasing all the time because you love to exercise. Exercise is fun, isn't it? Because isn't it nice when the your blood starts pumping and your heart rate starts to increase in that good, healthy way because you're working that muscle really, really good, or that kind of thing. And your brain incorporating. Isn't it nice to run and then have the wind in your hair and you have that time that's separated out and those kinds of things. So you bring in all of the senses into it. You're talking to them and you love them. I don't care if you hate that person that's on that table. When it comes down to giving the suggestions, you give the suggestions from your heart, and you just say, hey, you know what? Not everybody's spiritual, or whatever, but for me personally, it's been, this is a child of God. This child of God trusted me enough to come in and be in my presence and do this work with me. I need to honor them, and that kind of thing. So then what happens eventually, even though the captain goes and retakes the seat, the captain can kind of sense what's going on in with the group, and then the conscious mind starts to think about things, just like you said, they're never disconnected from each other. This is the observer, and the observer starts to notice that the subconscious mind is a little bit happier, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more peaceful. The body's starting to feel better. And then the conscious mind starts to look out in the world, starts to see in the mirror, that new image of that person or that new life that person is having or those kinds of things. And then the information that's coming in from the five senses is, oh, my relationships are better. I don't actually, I shouldn't even write on the board. My relationships are better. My body is healthier. I am getting stronger. Then the doctor says, oh, you know what? It's the weirdest thing. You don't have diabetes anymore. Or cancer's completely gone. Or, I can't believe that you're actually walking again. Or wow, your gait has really improved, from your accidents or whatever it might be. And so when the captain hears that from a reliable source, then the captain goes, oh, subconscious, blah, 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 blah. You're good, you're fine, everything's good, everything's working better and better, that kind of thing. Okay. That's how it all works. It's really kind of basic, and the rest of it is really language, for the most part, and helping people relax and get to that place of peace. Any questions on that?